Hi, my name is Sarah Bentley Pearson, and I am excited to share my podcast, which features wonderful talent that I've been so lucky to discover in the Southeast. This was born out of a list that I created in 2015 called Sarah's List. And through my work in real estate, which I've been doing since 2005, and styling work, and just my personal life and my personal interests, I've been able to meet so many wonderful people, and I'm excited to share them with you. So, Don, thank you for coming.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for asking me. As I
Um,
said, I'm a podcast virgin, so
okay,
this is
well
going to be
now
interesting.
now you'll get into it because what's I love about podcasts is you can really like take the time to get to know the subject and do a little bit of a deeper dive than like the old style interviews where you're just getting the bullet points, and it can get more personal and you can throw a cuss word in if you want.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, so Don, I've known you for several years because I used to shop at Jeffrey and was very sad to see Jeffrey go.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was very sad. It was very, very sad.
It was. It kind of, we're about the same age, I'm assuming, and we're kind of the generation of like the fancy department store, the fancy shopping experience. And that is drifting, farther and farther away. They're just kind of these highlighted stores. And Jeffrey was the best store in Atlanta.
Yeah, it was the best store in Atlanta. You're correct.
Mm-hmm.
It was a place you could go for an edited aesthetic,
Mm-hmm.
somebody who had a vision and bought that way what they liked. And it was also an experience, like you say, you got probably the best service in the city, and it was a one-stop shopping experience, which is really, really good. And I think people are missing that right now.
We are. And I mean, you walk in and they'd have the live DJ going and the good service. William was my sales guy.
Yeah,
I bought
good old
more
William.
shoes and accessories from Jeffrey than I did clothes because a lot of the clothes are very avant-garde and seemed sort of movie star-ish, but I did buy some clothes
Yeah.
there. And I just always loved going and I loved, walking in and the music's going and you just felt, you felt special to
And
go
we
in
were
there.
like a big family. It was a very special place.
Mhm.
William was there from day one. And a lot
Oh,
of us,
really?
yeah, a lot of us had been there. I was there 25 years. Several other people were there a little longer than me, but most people that were there, the core group were there 10, 15 years or more. So it was
Yeah, it
really
felt like that. They
sad.
were very seasoned
Yeah.
salespeople. It wasn't kind of like walking into a store where the person didn't understand the designers. And you all introduced me to designers that I had never heard of. And anyway, it was a great store. And hopefully somebody will bring something back that has a little bit of that feel. But it was so nice to see that you did a jewelry store because actually about 15, 20 years ago, I was thinking of doing a jewelry store, but then my son was born and I sort of went into something else. But I love jewelry and I love your store. So
Thank you.
tell me
Thank you.
about how that came about.
Well, Jeffrey closed, and I was like, okay, what the fuck am I going to do? And there are, of course, options that I had that I could have went to work at a big box store. I could have probably easily found a job like that, but it was just wasn't something that I really felt was going to make me happy. And I
Hmm.
think anyone that had been in retail as long as I had been in retail, you kind of always think like, can't it be really cool if I had my own store?
Hmm.
And I had some really good established relationships with amazing, beautiful clients here in Atlanta from Jeffrey. I had
Hmm.
amazing relationships with a lot of the jewelry vendors that I currently carry, about half of them.
Hmm.
And I thought, all of these women who collect this amazing modern fine jewelry are just not going to have anywhere to go and look at it and collect it. So why not see if I could make that work? So
Hmm.
I just thought about it, called the vendors that I knew that I'd had these relationships with and said, "Do you want to do it with me?" And they were like, "Heck yeah." So
So they really partnered with you.
they did. They did.
Mm.
That world, the type of jewelry that I carry it's very exclusive. There are not a lot of places you can find it. So when the vendors, know that they can trust you and that you have the clients that understand that type of jewelry and are going to
Hmm.
come and buy it, it's a win-win for both.
Yeah.
It's a win. it's a win-win for both.
Yeah. I mean, I love your aesthetic also because, jewelry is so different. I've talked about this on the podcast several times is that, I grew up in the 80s and, well, born 69, but I grew up, starting to really love fashion in the 80s with my mom wearing her brooches and all that kind of stuff. And when she passed away, I was like, what am I going to do with this? This is not women used to wear very simple, like a pair of pearls in my mom's case and like her ring,
Yeah,
but she didn't wear jewelry like we wear jewelry today.
correct.
And jewelry, I almost, when I go buy like a Harry Winston or something, I'm like, I don't even want it. Like if
Well,
someone handed me one of those like, dynasty pieces of jewelry, I mean,
yeah.
maybe I would take it, I guess, but it would seem like, what's cool about the jewelry that you carry and the kind of jewelry we like today is like we wear it day and night and we're just wearing it all the time. And
That's what you need to be doing.
yeah.
We call those statement pieces, and Harry Winston and Van Cleef and all those people, all those companies it's beautiful, it's amazing. But, we call those pieces in the safe jewelry. In
Yes,
other words, just get it
exactly.
out every now and then and we're up, but most of the time it stays in the safe or in a safety deposit box.
Mhm.
But,
Mhm.
I like women who buy jewelry and wear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they can buy expensive. If it's expensive, we only want expensive things.
Of course, of
you,
course.
you should be wearing it every day.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's just we don't have that day to night life anymore. It's just or we do have the day to night life. We don't have this like, you know, era that is gone that goes with the china and it goes with the apron and
Yeah. Yeah.
all of that. Our lives are different and I think your jewelry, what I like about your jewelry is that it's, Irene Newirth in particular her jewelry is just so imaginative and
Yeah, I'm very,
so
very lucky and honored to
yeah.
have her in my
Yeah.
store. I've known her for like probably close to 30 years. I've known her. So, yeah, I'm very lucky to have her in this store. I'm very lucky to have all the people that I have in this store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how are you Barney's used to be a great place to go look at jewelry too.
Yeah.
But how do you go out and discover new jewelers?
I go to Bergdorf in New
Mhm.
York and I
Mhm.
look in Bergdorf. I go
Mhm.
to other stores that are usually, other than Bergdorf, independent, interesting retailers who are providing an experience and kind of see what they have. But
Mhm.
then every year, well, for me, it's been 2 years because I've only been in this 2 years.
Mhm.
You go to Jewelry Couture in Vegas, and at
Mm.
that, it's a huge, really international jewelry show where people
Mhm.
come from all over the world and
Mhm.
show their collections. And you
Mhm.
can really find some interesting things there. Like I'm going to add about 5 vendors to my store for fall. I'll probably
Mhm.
have them September 1. And a couple of them I had never known before or heard of that I found at Couture. So
Yeah.
that's another good way to find. And then, I just ask other jewelry designers that I have in my store. And a lot of times they'll say, you need to look at this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
They'll tell
they
you.
all support each other.
So what's happening in jewelry now? Like what are we looking at that's different that, maybe I haven't seen before?
Well, the first thing that we're looking at is women, like we just discussed, buying jewelry that they wear every day.
Mhm.
And, if we're looking at trends in jewelry, enamel has been a big trend that's been around now for probably, I don't really like the word trend, but a big thing that's happening for the last probably since I opened a little bit before, so
Mhm.
you see a more enamel than you used to. People used to like frown at it, but now it's kind of accepted and considered to be cool,
Mhm.
on fine jewelry. Um, I carry so many different types of jewelry. Like by different, I mean the aesthetic of the brands that I carry are so different that you know one big thing that's happening in jewelry. I don't know. That's an interesting question. Because
Well, I mean,
I sell things like very refined and sophisticated jewelry like Sydney Garber, and I have this Sydney Garber client, so they're amazing. I sell Sylvan C to the girls who want to be a little more slightly rock and roll, but still sophisticated. That's probably one of the biggest trends that I'm seeing is, it needs to be a little bit kind of edgy, but still sophisticated enough that I can get up in the morning, put it on with, whatever I'm going to wear to work, or I can even put it on with t-shirts and jeans and heels and a clutch and go to dinner in it. But if I have a gown and I want to put it on with a gown, I can probably make it work with that too.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the way
It
I
needs to
look
be
at pretty
versatile.
much all my
It
jewelry.
needs
Like
to be
if I
versatile.
can't wear it with jeans and a t-shirt or a gown, then, I don't know what to do with it.